Hey, what's up guys? Today we're comparing two of the most popular camera gimbal systems in 2019, the DJI Osmo Pocket and the iPhone 11 Pro with the DJI Osmo Mobile 3. So all these cameras come with 12 megapixel sensors and both of them are incredibly light and handy to use. However, the DJI Osmo Pocket is the easiest one to carry with you due to its super small body. In the video footage, we have walked through different areas with complex lighting environments, and I have used the same camera settings on both cameras at all times. Okay, so let's dig into the details and see which one you love the most. So here we have our camera A on the left and camera B on the right. I have used the same camera settings on both cameras, and I will tell you guys which camera is which one in the end of this video. From the shots here, we can see that the camera A is slightly overexposed under the sunlight, but maybe that's because my friend is wearing a white shirt in this shot. However, the camera B in this situation gives you a more balanced smart exposure. You can also see a lot of detail from the tiles on the ground. Both gimbals are working very smoothly when I'm following people. When we walked into this giant tree shelter, the camera A tends to focus more on the brightest spot rather than looking after the big dark area in the frame, whereas the camera B again gives you a more balanced exposure overall. Next, we went into a tunnel. From the shots here, we can see that the camera A gives you more contrast in the frame, so the dark area looks darker than camera B, and the bright area looks even brighter. And the camera B also has higher saturation than camera A. When we walked into the tunnel, things have become very interesting. The camera A again focused on the brightest spot, so the tunnel looks very dark on the left, whereas the camera B delivers a more balanced exposure so that you can see a lot of detail in the tunnel. However, if you're looking for this type of dramatic look on the left, then camera A might be a better option for you. Before we wrap up our shooting, we did another walk in the tunnel, and this time, interestingly, the camera A somehow looks a lot brighter than last time, but it's still darker than camera B on the right. The camera settings have not been changed at all, so now it is time to review which shot comes from which camera, and here we are. So generally, I found out that the DJI Osmo Pocket is very handy to use and it is super easy to carry with, simply because it's too small. But because of its small body, the touch screen is very tiny and sometimes it's hard to work on such a small screen. You may need to try a few times to get to the right place. If you need to set up more complex settings, such as shooting certain resolutions at certain frame rates, you have to physically connect this device to your smartphone and open the DJI Mimo app so that you can set up everything from there. As for the iPhone 11 Pro on the DJI Osmo Mobile 3, I found out the gimbal works equally well as the Osmo Pocket. Despite it's a foldable gimbal, it's still a lot larger than the Osmo Pocket. However, I was surprised by the camera performance on the iPhone 11 Pro. In this case, I have only used the major wide camera, which is the 26mm one. The camera delivers more natural color, and it always gives you a lot of detail in the frames, no matter whether there is very bright sky or when it is in the dark tunnel. And the exposure is much more stable than the Osmo Pocket. But when I edit the iPhone 11 Pro footage in Premiere Pro, I find it interesting that the frame rate somehow is not the one that I set in the DJI Mimo app. It should be shooting 4K at 60 frames per second. However, when I import the footage into Premiere Pro, it comes to these weird frame rates. Just to clarify that I shot these videos internally from the DJI Mimo app on my iPhone, so I suspect this may be a bug from the DJI Mimo app. And hopefully we might expect an update from DJI to fix this problem soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll catch you up in the next one.